It was James Baldwin who said, "To be black in America and to be relatively conscious is to be in a rage almost all the time." My question is, why aren't all people? How can you stand for the national anthem of a nation that preaches and propagates freedom and justice for all, that is so unjust to so many of the people living there? How can you not be in a rage when you know that you are always at risk of death in the streets or enslavement in the prison system? How can you willingly be blind to the truth of systemic racialized injustice?
The word perspective is a really important word, as I would say. Perspective has a lot to do with a lot of this film. This film is pretty much based on nothing but perspective. And the definition of perspective is a particular attitude towards or way of regarding something, basically a point of view. And this film is to raise awareness and to just show perspective of what it's actually like to be black in America. Now, the video you guys seen in the intro of this video with Colin Kaepernick, him expressing what it means to be black in America, it's always been curious to me. What does it mean to be black in America? And the reason why I put Colin Kaepernick in the intro of this video, in this short film, is because, for one, Colin Kaepernick, he's had an interesting few years as America has tried to show him what it's like to be black in America. Whether it be police shootings, telling you what you can or cannot do, not being able to get certain jobs, being discriminated against, having stereotypes. I just want to find out, like, what does it actually mean to be black in America in 2019? And hopefully this film raises awareness and educates people on perspective and what's a point of view, to give a point of view of what it's like to actually be black in America. So this film is a collection of clips that I've gotten. I've done a few interviews of a few people, and just basically just trying to figure out, what does it mean to be black in America in 2019? What does it mean to be black in America to you?
It's a love-hate thing. You expected to act a certain way, talk a certain way, be a certain way, but that's not always the case. But at the same time, it's nice because there's nothing else like us on this earth, genetically, physically, or mentally, like at all. We diverse as fuck. I know what was good.
Black stereotypes are a real thing within the black community. For one, the whole world looks at black people as if they should all talk a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way, or they don't know certain things, or we're not educated. And that all just fits into black stereotypes, as Tion was saying in his interview that I conducted, you know. Black stereotypes are a real thing, you know. I personally think that black stereotypes come from just the harshness and the harsh stereotypes that came from slavery, you know. Slavery as a whole psychologically deprogrammed several generations, even the generations who did not even witness slavery, such as the generations today, you know. It created a psychological effect that affects everyone in the community. That's why you see certain black people say other black people can't be educated and can't be smart, or they'll think they would think they are acting white, you know. And it's not that they're acting white. It's just the person who's assuming what the person who has education is they're not educated. They don't have no knowledge, you know. That all fits in the black stereotypes, you know. Black genetic dominance is a real thing too, as Tion was saying, you know. Physically, there's no other humans on the planet that are as strong mentally, physically, or any way that black people are, you know. We have some of the most strongest organs, and that's also leads into another topic of organ harvesting. You know, since since black people have been on this earth, no matter what they've endured, they've survived. Always survived through anything. So historically, any race, whether it be Caucasian or any race who've enslaved us, whether it be the Arabs, the Caucasian, or anybody, they've known that African, black people, or people of African descent have endured anything and they've been able to survive through anything. Most importantly, slavery. Which, and the thing, and how that ties into organ harvesting is because randomly, black people will end up dead, you know, activists, regular people, athletes particularly, and they'll just end up dead, you know. And when they do an autopsy report, when they open up the bodies could be filled up with sand, newspaper, or any other thing, and all the organs in the body will be missing. And even to back up my claims, for instance, the case with Kendrick Johnson, the wrestler, who allegedly he was a normal student in a high school, and he was rolled up in a wrestling mat, you know, and I guess he was there for days, you know. His body looked like Emmett Till after everything had happened with that situation. And it was all in the newspaper and everything, you know. And the school, to this day, they don't even know what happened to the guy. They assume it was a racist attack. The family assumes that it was a racist attack. So his mother hired a private investigator, and when they did an autopsy and opened up the body, his body was filled with newspaper and all of his organs were gone. Now, the reason why I tie that to organ harvesting is because a lot of black people in America don't know that melanin is worth way more than gold. If it's actually a scale. It's gold, silver, melanin, melatonin. It's actually worth more than gold in this country, you know. And I actually feel like people kill for that stuff, because Kendrick Johnson is not the only black person who that has happened to. It's multiple random black kids, black men, black women who've randomly ended up dead in some mysterious ways, and their organs have just all of a sudden went missing, and their bodies have been filled up with sand, newspaper, or whatever the fact is, you know. That all ties into just black genetic violations, you know. And it's kind of sad once you think about it, but it's just good for black people to stay aware and be informed. What does it mean to you to be black in America?
Being black in America, it comes with so many layers of just different things that come along with it. Like, keep talking about the cultural impact that we've had on America for past 100 years, from clothing to entertainment to inventions to just how people move in general. Or you could go about it like maybe the racial side of it, how we've still being oppressed and discriminated against in certain places, and people think that it doesn't exist, even though like civil rights movement was just about like a couple 50 plus years ago. It's not that far away from now. So personally, I enjoy being black just because all the heritage and the history that comes along with, you know, like just being able to say that you are black is a big thing, because 9 times out of 10, there's a lot of people that wish they were black, and you can tell by how they act, and just because they be saying nigga all the time. So, you know, it has its good sides and its bad sides, but being black, I think it goes deeper than the surface, because it's the reason why, like, I feel like everything happened for a reason. So the fact that our ancestors came over here as slaves and we were able to still strive and prosper in different aspects of it, I think that means something. So what does it mean to be black? I don't know. guess just being us and being comfortable in who we are and not letting nobody really judge us or determine us and try to stereotype us and put us down. We gotta rise above it like we've always done in the past and just keep prospering.
The cultural impact that black people have had in America, as Elisha was saying in his interview, is a factor that cannot be matched to this day in 2019. The culture that black people have created for America as a whole is a forever lasting factor. Whether it be the hairstyles, the clothing, branding, how people wear their nails, what they wear on their clothes, contacts, anything. All of that was created by and made popular by African Americans, you know. And not to discredit any other cultures, but overall, majority of the world and majority of the people in America, they get culture from us. And that also ties into how in America, a lot of the culture that black people create is raped from them by big old corporations. And yeah, you could blame the corporations, but you also have to blame the black people who don't have the proper knowledge to own their stuff, whether it be music, TV production, the rights to anything. And that's another major factor of being black in America. Another thing that he touched on with being black in America is actually enjoying your blackness. A lot of people, I mean, to me personally, I see it as some black people, they don't even like to be black in America because of the harsh years and harsh futures that we've been through. It's tough being black in America. You still in 2019, you still have to worry about being lynched, being kidnapped, being raped, whether you're a black woman, black man, black child. You have to worry about organ harvesting still in 2019, and it's just hard, you know. Some people still face discrimination, and they can't get certain jobs because old racist white men or neo-Nazis or whatever you want to call them, they live in a racist mindset. And being comfortable being black in America is also another thing that Elisha touched on. And it's being comfortable being black is very hard, but most black people strive through with being comfortable being black. But then there's also a lot of black people who are not comfortable being black because of racism, the hardships, poverty, lack of education, and other things, you know. And it's kind of sad, you know, and it's even went as far as the being comfortable being black is even went as far as in the black community. It's a large debate of colorism within ourselves, of light skin is better than dark skin or dark skin is better than light skin, when all at the same time we're all black. Like we're all black at the end of the day. And that mindset and that psychological warfare came from back in slavery, when the lighter your skin was, the better you were treated. And it's kind of crazy that 400 years later, that has come back to become a huge debate in 2019 within black people and their inner spirit. You know, there's some black people out here, even kids, young, old, whatever you want to call it, teens, they will actually say, oh, I don't like dark-skinned women, or I don't like dark-skinned men, or I hate light-skinned men, or I hate dark-skinned men. When it should not be that way, you know. You should love your brother as you would love if they were your actual blood, you know. And it's sad that we're the same race, but you hate you hate your own brother who's the same skin complexion as you. And that all just ties into one of the hardships of being black in America. It's just hard. But at the end of the day, I feel like as if all black people should be educated, read all history, read our history based on the first world religions, how ancient Egypt influenced a lot of the major world religions to this day. Things way before slavery, because once we learn what happened before slavery, we can control what happens after slavery, all up into the present day. But if all we just know is slavery, that's all we're gonna think of ourselves as of. Just ex-slaves, and that's it. Because in the public school systems, they don't teach before slavery for black people or black people in America. What does it mean being black in America to you?
To me, being black in America is pretty wild. It's pretty fun because you got a lot of stereotypes that you have to fit into, and there's a lot of ways you can like mix it up and make it different. But I mean, it's dangerous sometimes, I would say, but I've never been put in danger that I know of. I finally kind of put myself in my own danger. Being black is like being like that one shoe you see in Ross. It's like going to Ross. Being black in America is like going to Ross because you never know what you'll find. You'll never see anything twice. So when you get it, you gotta jump on it. It's like being like special because when you find that one thing, you're special, and you gotta go get it because you're not gonna see it again. So being black is pretty cool. People hate you for no reason. Like, you know, they look at you crazy. That lady was sitting beside me, looking at me crazy the whole time when I was waiting here. People act like they don't understand you, depending on how you talk. They just expect you to be a certain way. So I like being black in America because it's like you get to be who you want to be. There's no like set criteria on who you have to be since everybody thinks you're everything anyway. So that's all I got.
There's a lot of dangers of being black, you know. You have to watch your back from all people, you know. Racist white men, you know. Even your own brothers, your own black brothers and sisters, you know. All people, you have to always watch your back in America, you know. It's kind of scary, as one would say, but it's very true what Alicia was saying about it's a lot of dangers that come with that. Like, it's a lot of dangers, you know. I mean, even though it's 2019, you still have to worry about people in the South still getting lynched to this day or getting kidnapped and killed, activists getting killed. A lot of the activists in Ferguson are still getting killed to this day, and their bodies are being dumped off in the rivers and whatnot. And it's just like, it's crazy out here. Not only do you have to watch your own brother, but you have to watch everyone around you because you never know, you know. And then the thing about how things were back in the old days, I mean, at least you knew who was who. But nowadays, you don't even know who is who, especially when you're black in America. You know, in these days, anybody would kill you over anything, you know. Your own brother would kill you over some drugs, you know, $5 bags of weed or $10 bags or whatever, any drug or whatever sort. And it's kind of crazy, like, but it's a very big danger of being black, you know. So with being black in America, you just always have to watch your back at all times from all people. And it's kind of scary. Hopefully it does get better and people get in tune, you know. Hopefully we can actually unify and stop that, especially stopping the violence that happens between the brothers and sisters, because, you know, although that trait was given to us by predecessors of the slavery and whatnot, you know, that's what those people were taught, you know, it's passed down through generations. And then when you make people poor and put them in projects, you know, that the government set up, put them in projects, and you pack them on top of each other. When people are packed on top of each other, they tend to kill each other, you know. So once we uplift our communities economically and financially, we'll be in a better place to not kill each other or turn our backs or have to watch our backs, you know. And hopefully we can turn that into watching each other's backs in the black community, you know. Personal opinion, I think a lot of black people are scared because of all the dangers that do come with being black in America. Whether you're gay, Muslim, straight, whatever you are, a black person in America, whatever they claim, they're in danger. You know, I feel as if how Tariq Nasheed even said, being black in America is like being an endangered species. You're being hunted 24/7. Not only do you have to watch your own brother who might kill you over anything, you have to watch every race, every person, everybody. You have to watch everybody. When you're black in America, you have to watch your back at all times because everybody wants you. It mainly just comes from us being different. You know, a lot of other races and a lot of other cultures, they don't understand what it's like to be black, and we're different. So other races, they might try to kill us. They might prejudge us, and think we're something that we're not without actually meeting us, actually having a conversation, being nice, and not being scared of us, because it's a large, bigger perception that the world is scared of black people. So it gives them a right to kill us or shoot us down. What does it mean to you to be black in America?
What it means to me to be black in America is to always be striving, always working against the odds, always trying to achieve and make my ancestors proud. So that's what it means to me.
Striving and always working against the odds is the major thing that comes with being black in America, as you always have to prove yourself to everyone, even yourself. Black people in America, they have to work twice as hard as the average white man or average Japanese man or average Hispanic or whatever you want to call it. And that's just because of how black people have been pushed. We took big steps in the past, but after our great history, we were put in slavery. We were put in the civil segregation. We were put through the civil rights era. And a lot of those eras, although we made big steps, we also took big major steps back. And with that being said, is today in 2019, black people have to work and strive to do better, strive to get an education, strive to be something in life, strive to survive. And that's just what being black in America just honestly means to me. It's just to survive. My cultivation of all these interviews all together, what I get from that is just being black in America means to survive, because we are endangered. A lot of us are uneducated, but if we get educated, work hard, and uplift the ancestors that are inside, their spirits are inside of us, we will be in a better place within the next 20 to 50 years or whatnot. But striving hard and working against the odds is a big, 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 big thing that proves and shows what it means to be black in America. I want to thank everyone who watched and supported this film. Please like and share it on every social media platform. And this film, I only did this film just to raise awareness and bring attention to what it means to be black in America. And I want all black people to get educated, read books. Don't just focus on religion, but read everything, you know. Make sure you know your history before slavery. Make sure you know about the ancient Egyptians. Make sure you know about ancient Kemet. Make sure you know about ancient Kush. Make sure you know a lot of things. Make sure you know who were the first people to create cures for every disease on the planet, whether it be herpes, AIDS, or even get educated on the other countries in 2019 that can cure those diseases with natural herbs. There's a lot of places in Africa where they cure HIV, AIDS, herpes, diabetes, with just correcting the diet and detoxifying the body with all the chemicals that come with chemical warfare that have killed a lot of black people in this country and in the world. But I want to thank everyone who watched and supported this film. Being black in America is a question for everyone. So that question really can't just be answered by me or anybody who I interviewed in this film. Me personally, what it means to be black in America is just to survive, always survive, as we've always been able to survive. We were the first people on the planet, and we're probably going to be the last people on the planet. So I just want everybody to stay black, keep black excellence alive, stay doing positive. Make sure you guys share the film, raise awareness, and leave in the comment sections. I want everybody to comment, what does it mean to be black in America to them? Thank you, guys.